Tell me, what was that moment wherein you decided that you want to run for Congress, and why Congress?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of little moments along the way throughout my career that made me believe this is the right path. I remember being a first. Army teaches you not to just bring a problem if you don't have a solution. You're gonna bring a problem, bring a solution.
Yeah.
And I started thinking that the best way I could help was to...
What are some of the things that you saw firsthand that probably people like me, like civilians, general civilians, don't get to see, or maybe the media doesn't cover it?
We have a lot of first world problems in America. If we are going to work, our Starbucks closed, or they're not taking... a lot of people in this country scream that this is a terrible, evil country, and they drove there in $100,000 cars, and they're using their iPhones, and they're wearing designer clothes. They have no idea how...
What are your top 3 policies that you are going to advocate and work towards probably making it happen?
Yeah. So the three big things I'm running on, and they all go hand in hand. I've always kind of lived by a saying: it's never the wrong time to do the right thing, and it's never the right time to do the wrong thing. And so if you have that as a guide, any tough decision...
Captain Bouchard, thank you so much for joining Gold Media. Welcome again.
Supriya, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's truly a pleasure to have you again. So last we met was in November of 2025. You had just gotten back from Iraq.
Yep.
Still trying to assimilate in the normal civil life.
Yeah.
How has that journey been so far?
It's been interesting. I do think there are a lot of similarities between a combat deployment and politics, unfortunately. But so I got back from Iraq on a Sunday, and on Monday I started running.
Yeah.
We got our team up and going very quickly. I think last time we talked was 2 weeks after I'd gotten back.
Yeah.
And the campaign has really gotten going since then. Right now our numbers look great. The last independent polling has me up by 32 points in the race. We have more money on hand than anybody else in this race. We've gotten a lot of big endorsements lately too. So things have gone well.
Wow.
And we're working really hard to keep going further.
That's a lot to accomplish in such a short time.
It's been good.
It's been good, right? So, Captain Bouchard, tell me, what was that moment wherein you decided that you want to run for Congress, and why Congress?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of little moments along the way throughout my career that made me believe this is the right path. I remember being a first lieutenant in the Army in the 101st Airborne Division. One night I was writing everything down that was affecting my soldiers, their families, my loved ones here at home, and I couldn't affect any of those as a first lieutenant or even as a captain in the Army. And the Army teaches you not to just bring a problem if you don't have a solution. You're going to bring a problem, bring a solution.
Yeah.
And I started thinking that the best way I could help was to create policy. A lot of what was affecting my soldiers' families and my loved ones back here was poor policy coming out of D.C. And so I thought that I could go into politics and help my loved ones. And then you fast forward to when I was a captain in the 82nd Airborne Division, I was doing intelligence. And my sister unit was in Afghanistan during the fall of HKIA. And all the lessons that we were learning was that America was weak abroad and that it was affecting us at home.
Yeah.
And it was because of weak leadership in D.C. from then the Biden administration. We knew that the rest of the world would see that as American weakness. And I hated seeing what it was doing to Americans abroad. The Biden administration actually at one point put out a memo when there was a coup in Niger that said, if you're an American in Niger, you are on your own.
Wow.
Being an American should mean something. If you are an American anywhere in the world, if you are in harm, you should know that America will come for you, that America will have your back.
Yeah.
And the fact that our leaders were saying that you're on your own, it was such a disservice to all Americans at home and abroad. And so I started thinking about going into politics. I got out of active duty. I joined the National Guard. And very quickly, I was deployed to Iraq on a counter-ISIS mission. And while I was there, I saw what a war-torn country looks like. And everyone debates whether or not America is the best country in the world. I can unabashedly tell you that America is the best country in the world because I've seen a lot of other countries that have struggles. We are so fortunate to live in this country. We're about to have our 250th birthday.
For sure.
And I'm so happy and proud to be an American and to celebrate that. But, while I was over there, I saw that John James was not running for this seat. I know how important this seat is to hold the House, to keep progressing President Trump's agenda, because he's taking our country in the right direction, but we need strong leaders to help with that. And so while I was over there, I made the decision that when I got back, if I thought I could win and I thought I could make a difference in the seat, that I would run. Because I don't think you should run for something if you don't think you can, one, win, and two, make a difference in that seat. So I believe in my heart that I am the best person to represent this district, to represent the people of this district, to give them a voice, to give them a friend in D.C. If we're going to send a representative to D.C., that representative should stand up for the people. They should bring things back to the district. And that's what I'm laser focused on.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your service.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I was going to ask you, since you were deployed continuously on different missions, different countries, what are some of the things that you saw firsthand that probably people like me, like civilians, general civilians, don't get to see, or maybe the media doesn't cover it?
Well, we have a lot of first world problems in America. If we are going to work, our Starbucks closed, or they're not taking online orders today. That's a first world problem. And a lot of places outside of America, people are just focused on finding clean water. We go in and turn on a faucet. I mean, I have seen people who are eating rice, and that's all they have.
That's what I tell my friends, that you can be depressed in a $2 million mansion sitting out there in Birmingham and say you're depressed. You're not.
I mean, a lot of people in this country scream that this is a terrible, evil country. And they drove there in $100,000 cars, and they're using their iPhones, and they're wearing designer clothes. They have no idea how fortunate they are to live in this country. Absolutely. And so, I mean, you know what? I love the fact that we have the ability to have all of these things in this country, but at the same point, we need to keep standing up for it. Because if we don't, if we start going down the route where we start ripping at each other and we start ruining our democracy, those other countries that I saw, that could happen here if we don't stand up for freedom and democracy. If we don't keep standing up saying, I love this country and I'm going to fight for it.
Absolutely. So, Captain Bouchard, you talked about policy. What are your top 3 policies that you are going to advocate and work towards probably making it happen?
So the three big things I'm running on, and they all go hand in hand: security, the economy, and education. If you don't have a secure environment, you can't do the other two. If you're not safe in your home and going to work, you can't do anything else. So security is my bread and butter. It's what I spent the last decade doing. I served at the southern border. I saw what an open border looks like. I served abroad and saw what terrorists want to bring to this country. So I'm laser focused on keeping Americans safe. I think that's the government's number one job, is to keep Americans safe. Number 2 is our education. I think right now there's too many gender ideologies and craziness going on with schools, men and women's sports. Our kids just need to be focused on the basics, math, reading, and science. And Michigan's 44th in literacy. It's not that we lack the resources in Michigan, it's we've lacked the leadership. So that leads into the last part, which is the economy. We always used to make the best things in this district and in Michigan. We have the autos, we have a defense base, we make things with our hands, and there's a reason that it's called the arsenal of democracy. But again, we lost so many jobs, and a lot of the jobs we're losing aren't to other countries. They're to southern states, Mississippi, Alabama, even Ohio and Indiana.
For that matter, people moving out of state, like out of Michigan.
And again, it's not that Michigan lacks the opportunity. It's we lack the leadership. And so these all go hand in hand. If you're safe, you can send your kids to get a good education. If they get a good education, they can get a good job. And part of education that leads into the economy is trade schools. I mean, so many manufacturers in this district say that they can't hire skilled workers and they have to look outside of the country because we don't have the skilled workers here. You know what? A 4-year college degree is not for everybody. We need to give our skilled workers a better chance. We need to have more skilled trade schools because if we do that, we can continue to make the best things in this district. It just takes investment and good leadership.
It does, absolutely. set of voters probably are not happy with DC right now. What message would you like to give it to that group of voters?
I think there's a lot of political divide on both sides right now. And a lot of people, I think, spend a lot of time watching media. I think if Americans realized they probably agreed on 85% of the things, it would help us fix the other 15% of things. But I guess at the end of the day, what I'm focused on is lowering costs for Americans here at home, for giving them better opportunities, for making their schools better. Because at the end of the day, if people can be safe, they can have good jobs, and they can live the life they want, that's what they want. They don't want the government to get involved in everything. Right. I think the biggest difference between a Republican and a Democrat is a Republican thinks the answer to a lot of these problems are less government, and Democrats think the answer to these problems are more government. There's a saying, if someone says, I'm from the government, I'm here to help, run.
Run away.
Joe Biden said the opposite and said, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. That's a good thing. I couldn't disagree more. Less government. Give people the choice. And when I talked about education earlier, if you give parents a choice, you give kids a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so a lot of people who are disenchanted with the political bickering going back and forth between both sides, I'm here to tell you I'm just focused on getting things done. I am running to represent the people of the 10th District, not to play partisan politics.
I was coming to that. What does District 10th means to you personally, professionally?
It's my home. It's where I live. It's where my friends live. It's where I spend all my time. So I live on the west part of the district. My church is in the center of the district. My gym's in the center part of the district. My favorite hangout spot's in the east part of the district. It is an incredible place to live. I've lived a lot of places with the Army, and I always knew I was coming back to Michigan.
We have a little rapid fire for you to ask about your favorite spots and stuff like that.
But yeah, I always knew that Michigan was the greatest state in America. But once you live in some other states and you realize how fortunate you are to live in this state, it means a lot to you. So when I came back home about 3 years ago, I was so happy to be back home. Michigan is truly an incredible place to live.
Absolutely. Talk to us about the kind of endorsements you have received so far.
Yeah, the support has been so humbling because when I launched this race, I knew I could make a difference, and seeing a lot of other people realize that and come and support this movement that we're building has been incredible. So Congressman Jim Jordan from Ohio, who chairs the Judiciary Committee. Yeah, he is such a freedom, states' rights, America first guy.
Yeah. And
for him to endorse me early, I was very proud of that. And then Congressman Gabe Evans from Colorado, another Army veteran, and then Congressman Jack Bergman of Michigan, three-star retired general. That is the guy I look up to because he is someone who served for this country for so long. Yeah. And then went into politics because he knew he could make a difference. So that means a lot. Michigan Farm Bureaus, they're one of their adjacent groups, AgPac, endorsed me yesterday. Okay. So farmers who grow things in Michigan, that's national security right there. If we can feed ourselves, that's how we have national security, by having food security. And then Turning Point. Charlie Kirk did so much for this country. Yeah. He explained things in a way that I don't think we've ever seen before. He knew things, the ins and outs. He had such a good way of explaining things, and he was a true conservative stalwart. I was in Iraq when he was murdered. I was in a shipping container and I watched it. So
unfortunate, right? It was so unfortunate.
And that's the level of political violence we're seeing across the country, and it's terrible. But when I watched his murder on a small little phone in a shipping container in Iraq, I was extremely upset. And the next day I went to brief about something totally different. The Iraqi elections were coming up, and I was briefing some superiors that leading up to the Iraqi election, we could anticipate to see political violence and assassinations in Iraq. But all I said was we can anticipate to see more political assassinations. And a British general who's in the room said, I'm not trying to make a joke. Are you talking about America or here in Iraq? And I was like, the fact that America is being compared to a place where political assassinations is the norm means our country's in trouble.
In trouble.
We need to get the temperature down. We need to stand up for democracy because we solve things with words here, not bullets.
Right.
And so I was very humbled to have Turning Point Action's endorsement. And that endorsement meant a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very interesting time in Michigan. A lot of people are running, and this November, our governor is going to change as well. If it's up to you, who is your favorite candidate?
You know, the last 8 years under Gretchen Whitmer have been tough.
Yeah.
Jobs have left this state en masse. What I just said about Michigan lacking leadership, a lot of this falls at her shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time for a Republican to be the governor of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to have common sense conservatism taking the state in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to support whoever the Republican nominee is. We've got a lot of good candidates running.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to support whoever that candidate is.
Absolutely. Are you ready for a quick rapid fire with Gold Media?
Let's do it.
Awesome. 3 words that describes you. It's a rapid fire.
Loyal, patriotic, courage.
Impressive. Favorite Michigan restaurant?
Oof. You know, probably Don Francisco's, Shelby. They have some of the best pasta
Do they?
you will ever have.
Wow.
They're an incredible spot.
I haven't checked them out. So, favorite Detroit sports team?
Oof. So you're asking somebody who grew up at the height of the Red Wings and the Pistons. And then now we have the Lions.
Yeah.
You know what? And we also had the Tigers when I was
Yeah.
I love all 4 of those teams. I don't think I could pick a favorite. I just love being from Detroit. I mean, football is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
So the Lions have gotten to me and the Lions run the past couple of years has really got me excited.
And Pistons did so well this year. It's
They did incredible.
Right?
Yeah. And I mean, I grew up when Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, and Richard Hamilton were, I mean, those guys. And then you had the Red Wings right before that. I mean, I grew up in an incredible sports time.
Yeah.
And I just love being from Hockey Town. It is a lot of people outside of Michigan hear you're from Detroit and they're like, oh, what's Detroit like? And I'm like, it's freaking incredible. Michigan is great.
Absolutely. Favorite podcast that you tune into?
Gold Media.
Oh, awesome. We are honored. Biggest lesson that you've learned from Army?
To put others before yourself. It's really easy to say that. It's really easy to say you're going to put others before yourself until you're in a crisis situation. One thing I think back to whenever I think of a crisis situation, putting other people first. Have you seen Titanic? The movie The Titanic?
Yeah.
You know when everyone's running towards the lifeboats
Mm-hmm.
and people are fighting to get in there?
Yeah.
I've been in some pretty chaotic, crisis-filled situations.
Mm-hmm.
In some situations, people acted like that. In others, especially with the military, people stood firm and they took care of each other and they fought for one another. And so to put other people first, to have selfless service, that is something that is ingrained in my core because of the Army.
And that's going to help you even in the Congress, because you will have to take so many decisions and probably personal sacrifices.
You know, Supriya, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this because I want to make my community better. Because the 10th District has so much potential.
Yeah.
And I want to serve the people of the 10th. I want to give back to it. That's why I'm doing this. I mean, why else would I get back from Iraq and the next day start doing this?
Yeah.
So I really believe in this.
Thank you so much for doing that. It means a lot, Captain Bouchard. Toughest decision that you have ever made?
You know, you face a lot of tough decisions in the Army. The tactical decisions probably weren't that hard because of the training that the military gave us. I always felt prepared in a lot of stressful situations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you train so much that a lot of times those decisions are second nature. As long as you are doing what's right, moral, legal, and ethical, those decisions are always going to be easy. I would say that I've always kind of lived by a saying: it's never the wrong time to do the right thing, and it's never the right time to do the wrong thing. And so if you have that as a guide, any tough decision will become very easy very quickly.
Nice. Which historical leader do you admire the most?
I'm a big fan of history. I would probably say Lincoln,
Okay.
just because of the tough times he was dealing with
Mm-hmm.
and the firm honor bound that he was guided by. He was dealing with a country that was ripping itself apart.
Mm-hmm.
He was being attacked so often, and he stood firm in what he knew was right. And I think the way he was able to navigate that, both intellectually, but also as a leader,
Mm-hmm.
he was also brilliant, and it was all self-taught. And he was such an incredible man, the fact that he was able to do that and stand up for what he knew was right.
Right. What makes you so proud about Michiganders?
There's a saying, Michigan nice or Midwest nice.
Yeah.
Everybody in this state, most people in this state,
Yeah.
if they see somebody in need of help, they'll help them.
Yeah.
You don't see that all over the world.
No.
People of the state will put other people first. And it goes back to that selfless service I was talking about.
Yeah.
Michigan people are special.
Mm-hmm.
We love the state. We care about the state, and we care about the people in it. And that is something that I will never forget.
Right. And lastly, message for our District 10th voters.
I'm running for this seat. I'm running for Congress because we need a leader who has the experience and the ability to execute that. So I have the experience. I did it in the past, and I can do it in DC. We need somebody who will represent the district, who will bring resources back to this district, who will put the people in this district first. And I promise everybody in this district, I will always put them first over anybody else.
Thank you so much for joining Gold Media.
Thank you,
It was
Supriya.
a pleasure to talk to
So
you
happy to be
today.
here with you
Thank
today.
you so much. For all such interesting podcasts, please subscribe to Gold Media.